Good afternoon, everybody, and aloha. Welcome on in. We got a good show for you today. Pretty simple little consultation, nothing too intense, very focused, very direct question. Did not want anything else from me on this one, so gonna go ahead and get through it pretty quick. All right. Oh, good, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed the new intro. We are going to have several new intros like that. They're a bit shorter. I'm not going to do a cycle them through. It's going to be, I'm going to be ready, like ready, and then we're going to play that and dive in. So hope y'all enjoyed that. So the question was really simple. Dear Bull Muscle, aloha. One thing I've always noticed and admired about you in pictures and in video is how good your obliques look, how good your Apollo's belt looks. How do you get your obliques to look that good? And that's really the only thing the guy asked. I'm like, do you want anything else? Diet, exercise plan? Nope. So real simple. You can ask me simple questions. You can ask me complex questions, but you gotta ask them to me at askbullmuscle@gmail.com. Those of you who are regulars, Big Red, Omega Black, you already know. So let's start with showing off. What are the oblique muscles? That's kind of where we have to go first. This shirt is tight AF, but gotta get it off because kind of hard to explain what they are without saying. So the oblique muscles are the muscles that are on the sides of your abs. So your abdominis recti muscles, right? Your abs are the 8 sort of layers, 2, 4, 6, and then, well, New York definitely put some pounds on me, so we're working on getting 6 and 8 back to where they ought to be. But your obliques are on the sides. They're muscles right about here. So to get these muscles built out, when you do and you lose enough weight, you start getting creases right here, right? The head down towards the pelvis. That's called the Apollo's belt. There are some 18 plus names as well for them that I'm not going to mention here. You can keep those names to yourselves. But the question is, okay, well, how do you get your obliques to be defined like that? Well, it's a multifold answer. I'll adjust the camera slightly since we're going to be standing while talking about this for the most part. The first answer, the first section of the answer to getting really great obliques is like getting really great abs, and that's your diet. If you're eating too many calories and you're not eating enough protein and you're not getting fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet, or really produce in general, you know what what's good for you. You're not going to have the definition because you're going to have too much belly fat around your body. The good news is, when it comes to diet, you may well find that your Apollo's belt, your obliques, begin to show before your abs do. For men, this is generally the case. For women, it's a bit different, but the person who asked me the question was a man, so I'm going to tailor this advice to men. Ladies, if you want any advice, of course, you can ask me as well. There are certain limitations, being male, that I will have on what advice I can give you, but a lot of what applies to men also applies to women. The difference when it comes to definition is that men store body fat in their abs first, women kind of store it in their glutes and hips. So, right, the Apollo's belt. The good news is that you will probably see this get more defined than this first. Or, well, that may be the bad news depending on who you are. So, what can you do specifically besides diet? Well, diet's the big one. If you're carrying too much belly fat, it doesn't matter how strong your abdominal muscles are, you're not going to see them. Guys who are world champion strongmen and powerlifters have incredibly strong abs, but it looks like they have a beer gut because, well, they do. They carry a lot of excess body mass because that kind of perpetual bulk, in effect, gives you immense amounts of strength. There's a reason the strongest squatters of all time looked like bowling balls when they were squatting. That's just kind of how it works. As for the definition, though, so once you've gotten your diet in check, you're all right, you're getting down. For men, I would say you'll start seeing the barest bits of an Apollo's belt around 20% body fat. You really start seeing them come into their own as you get down into the teens. And I would say right now I'm probably, based on the fact that you can see 6, kind of, you can see 4 very well, 5 and 6 are a little bit less, 7 and 8 not so much, but you can also see a pretty good Apollo's belt. I'm not overly vascular, you see bicep pump a little bit, but nothing crazy. I would say I'm probably in the 12 to 15% body fat range at present. When I cut down for shows, I'm a lot closer to 12. If I've just pigged out, like one might have over the last 2 weeks, having been in New York City and then back working 12-hour days to support a radiological engineering director's meeting, yeah, I'm probably closer on the 15 side right now. But for exercises, your obliques, you work them kind of similar to the way you might work your abs, right? With abs, you're predominantly going to be doing things like sit-ups, things like crunches. I'm a huge fan, though, of when it comes to your abs in particular, and I'll relate this back to the obliques, doing heavier resistance, right? At some point, when you're doing sit-ups and crunches, when it gets easy to bang out sets of 50 and 60, there's a diminishing level of return you're getting for that, right? You wouldn't sit there and do sets of 60 on bicep curls and make that the only bicep exercise you do. You'd add weight. So the same thing applies with your abs, right? So what you can do is, for instance, leg raises, right? You're in the Roman chair, or you're even hanging, and then you can put weight in or around your ankles using a weight belt or even just holding a dumbbell, and you can lift it. When you do that, it makes it harder. It adds resistance. You can also do one of my favorites, and also one of the most unpleasant, but very effective, is the cable crunch. So the cable machines where you'd have a rope right up here. Well, what you can do with a cable crunch, and if you've seen some of my older videos, you've seen me do this, you take the rope, and you come down with your abs, right down here, right about there. One. It's weird doing this without the ropes, but you get the idea. The weight, the tension from the ropes will force you to crunch your abs to get down there. The other one, of course, is the golden child of all exercises. The king of them all is the barbell squat. You got to do your fucking squats. If you're not squatting and you haven't lost a fucking leg, you're doing something wrong in the gym, basically. The barbell squat done properly requires, watch my abs very tightly here. It's hard to see. I'll go this way with it. Right, when I come down on a squat, you can see my abs are tight up. It's a little bit more difficult to see, but you can see my abs are flexed. The reason for this is that if you don't flex your abs at the bottom of your squat, you're much more prone to roll your back like this, and this is how you get a lower back injury. Do not bend like this in a squat. Enough said, okay? But when you're squatting, crease the hips, top of the kneecaps, abs should be tight. If you're using a belt, even better, because your abs can push against the belt. The belt will push into your lower back, keep you straighter. I'm a huge fan of that. So, huge fan of squats. Now, does that work your obliques? The answer is yes, to an extent. It's going to work the chunks of your obliques closer to your core. But as a squat works, everything around these muscles, yes, it works your obliques. A bit less than a directed exercise towards it, but still very useful. So, how to work your obliques in particular? There are torso twist exercises where, to use the chair here as an example, you've got a fixed point and y'all won't be able to see my head for this, but it's to demonstrate. You've got a fixed point forward of you. You grab onto that, and then you twist, and then you go back, right? You've seen these at the gym, and then you can adjust it. So, maybe you start off sideways with a twist, and you come around. You get the idea, right? So any torsional exercises of the pelvis, so any twisting motions, is going to work your obliques. Another great exercise of this is the Russian twist. The Russian twist involves, you can do this with no weight, you can do this with a medicine ball. You take your feet, you put them off the ground, you take your hands, fold them together or hold something. Pretty self-explanatory. That will hit your obliques pretty well. Another calisthenic one is going to be the side plank. Everybody knows what planks are. What if you turn them on your side, like this? It's gonna hurt, it's gonna feel your obliques. You keep your obliques tight. Try to stay level, pretty simple. So if you want calisthenics, Russian twists and side planks are really good. With the cable twists, right, you don't have to just do them straight on. You can go kind of like this. You can twist down to a side, right? Twist the other side. You can vary it a little bit with cables. Ugh. Excuse me. And then finally, the last one I would recommend for obliques, you can also do like mountain climbers where you're a side plank, but your hand is up and then you lift a knee up. There's variations of effectively the same thing. So cable crunches, squats, side planks. Another good one is 6 inches, right? I'll lay down and show this one as well. So 6 inches, very simple. You lay flat, you take your heels, you put them 6 inches off the ground. This requires your abs to engage. However, this is the center part of your abs. So if you want obliques, you twist it. Now you're going to be hitting obliques. Or you go the other way. And it is important. What you do to one side of your body, you probably want to do to the other. So if you're going to do obliques, hit one side, hit the other side. But for oblique training, that's largely about it. Diet is key. You won't see definition without a diet with any muscle, but especially any around your abs, including your obliques. Squats are very useful. You can do ab wheel. I don't have an ab wheel with me, but you've seen them. You grab right here, you're on your knees or on your feet, you roll it out in front of you, you come back. You can do that. Tilt it to one side or the other, you'll work your obliques. Side planks, very good. Russian twists, very good. You can do side sit-ups. Also very good. Ideally, though, you want to find exercises, Russian twists are really good with this, where you can increase the weight to make it harder, right? If you're doing sets of 60, again, there's a limit to what you're going to get. It becomes cardio at some point. So with Russian twists, you may want to find a medicine ball or even a dumbbell and do Russian twists with that dumbbell. That'll more or less get your obliques in pretty good shape. Obliques, so abs in general, and when I say abs, I do include obliques in that. So for abs in general, I would say you can do them every day, and I do. You can do them in the gym. You can do them out of the gym. If you do them out of the gym, I recommend doing them early in the day, kind of make it your first thing out of bed, get the heart rate going, start burning calories. If you do them in the gym, what's nice is you've got more options, more equipment. I would say tend to do them towards the end of the workout as a good kind of burnout. But I would say for me, I'll typically throw a set or two of obliques in, not every workout, but every other workout. If I'm doing abs, I might do cable crunches and leg raises, or cable crunches and ab wheel. Typically I do 2 sets of abs per workout, and 3 sets per exercise. So that's 6 total sets of abs. One set I tend to go a little bit heavier on, sets of 8 to 10. One set I tend to go a little bit lighter on, sets of 15 to 30. So kind of go with that as you will. I would say, yeah, for obliques, Russian twists, squats, of course. Squats are always good for that. Russian twists, squats, side planks, the torsion machine, the oblique turning machine at the gym. If your gym has one, it's useful. If not, well, there are other alternatives. And then side variations of a lot of other exercises, side sit-ups, side crunches. You can do side 6 inches. You get the idea. It doesn't take rocket scientists to figure out. So side variations of normal ab exercises, squats, especially Russian twists if you really want to work your obliques. But none of those, in terms of definition, none of those are as important as diet. So there you go. That's your answer right there. I know this is not the longest stream I've ever done, but it was a simple question, so it only requires a short answer. I will be back on in a little while, I reckon. We can do a Pokemon stream. I'm going to have a little bit of food first, I think. I got me a rotisserie chicken at Costco, and then... yeah, well, I think we'll do a little Pokemon stream tonight. And then I've got another call, which I may turn into a YouTube video. Not really sure how we're going to do that yet, at 6. So let's see. It doesn't look like we have any questions in chat. If you guys want more questions, answers, askbullmuscle@gmail.com. So until next time, actually, stream schedule. Tomorrow... I thought it was going to be free. It's going to get pretty busy. Ended up hitting, I'm gonna hit a gym, meet friends out at Makapu'u, found a tango dance class, so I might go do that. If I stream, it'll be in the afternoon. As for today, that means, yeah, you know what? I think I'll do a little Pokemon stream. Give me maybe 15 minutes. Might test it a little bit in the Discord, and then I'll go live with it. So I'll see y'all on there. Until a little bit later, make good decisions. Those good decisions form your actions. Those actions form your habits. Those habits form your values. Those values form an ethos to be the guide start through the rough waters of life. Much love, y'all. Come in for the hug. And I have loads of other content too. I just need to get the time to make it. So I've got a consultation this evening, probably do a Pokemon stream at some point. I've got another advice stream that's related to taxes. Tax day is coming up and I just filed mine, and I've definitely got some little hacks, tips, and tricks that y'all might want to use on how to minimize what you have to pay legally in taxes. But that will be a conversation for a little bit later. Oh, it's a three-day weekend. So Monday, I will probably also stream. Thinking it'll be Monday morning. Don't really have a plan for what it will be yet. Maybe we do one consultation stream. Maybe we do the tax stream then. Not really sure. We'll figure it out. I'll see y'all in a little while. Shoots.